Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have
What's up, guys? This is the Astronaut here. I'm here with a Pink Floyd Comfortably Numb session. Oops. That was a guitar lead I did with a glass slide to open up the intro to Comfortably Numb. So I'm going to get into this to show you guys how I created this. I used Machine 2 with the Micro Machine, and really the nice focal point of this session was the Contact. Had the ensemble prod going, and this has a really nice sample with a lot of contour and reverb on it that really really brought out the backing layer, what you hear. As you can hear, this is an acoustic guitar I recorded in Pro Tools, and I shaped it with this blue microphone I'm talking into. I also did a direct in, but I actually don't think I used that direct in track. Now with this, I cut a lot of lows and mids within the session for the guitar, and I'm going to play this track in full for you guys later, and maybe I might use it on my SoundCloud if you guys want to download it. What I am going to be using this track for is to play live over with a drummer and myself, so he'll be playing to a click through this track. I'll be singing, playing guitar, and he'll be playing drums behind me with this track. So let's get into some of these plugins. So I have, let's see, I was cutting mids around 500 here. I also had 2 tracks going for the blue guitar, the blue microphone, which I pan left and right, and had some nice reverb going on. With actually, this is a soft tube plugin that came with Pro Tools first. I'm running the Scarlett 18i20, and it's got some great little preamps. This was a stock plugin that you can hear. If I bypass it, you can hear the more resonance of the guitar and the strings and the string plucking and strumming. And when I activate it, it gives it a nice tail. So I really like that. That's a really nice plugin that came in for free with Pro Tools. I just received the Pro Tools 12, so I'll be getting rid of Pro Tools first. Some of the things I don't like about Pro Tools first is it limits your track ability. You can't have more than a couple number of tracks. So I'm really looking forward to importing regular Pro Tools 12. So yeah, let me pause this guitar, and I'll get into more of the MIDI synth layering I did. And I really like how this track came out. I actually tried to emulate as much as I could of the original Comfortably Numb, because what I literally did was I started Machine, and I literally played the track and verbatim copied BPM and every synth part I could get to the closest as it was. The intro was the hardest to emulate. They had these sawtooth synths that they had in the beginning, accompanied with an organ layering, and it was really hard to reduplicate. I couldn't quite get it. So I made up my own kind of version, and it came close, but it not really as close as I wanted it to the original thing in the intro. So I really think I emulated the horn section nicely, though, and the string section. The bass, I had to use a MIDI bass. I'm probably going to re-record the bass with a actual bass guitar. The MIDI bass was probably my weakest link in this entire session. So I had a nice A and D pad as an underlying layer pretty much throughout the whole song. Also, some random. I had a lot of pads going. If you have like a nice undertone voicing throughout the song, because there's a lot of parts where it's just a vocal, a guitar, and a simple drum beat with bass, and there's a lot of empty room in there. Pink Floyd, I believe they used some synths in there, and they really ducked the organs really well. And of course, they had some of those cool lead guitar parts that David Gilmour was doing with the glass slide. This was my bass, which was a fingered bass. It was the best one I could find to emulate a real bass. Some of these patches I did not use, actually. This was tape delay, which I used in the beginning of the intro. But my string section, I think, was the one that sounded the most realistic compared to Comfortably Numb, along with my brass instruments. So, I believe this was in Contact as well. They have some really nice pro instruments in Contact if you have Machine. If you are a new user, it's kind of, there's a lot to look through. I'm a new Machine user, so it kind of took me a while to go through a lot of these patches. But the thing about Pink Floyd is they're very tasteful in layering. I try not to have an overabundance of layering, but just enough to give it a nice little overtone underneath all the musical parts that are be going on live, because I have a delay in my voice live. I'm going to be playing electric guitar live. Then I have the backing track in there with other synths and obviously the string section. This was one of my favorite patches I found. I used it to open up the intro. And I had a little pitch shift on the beginning, which I thought was cool to bring in the intro. If you guys are looking... Oh, there's some more from the session. Some guitar that I forgot to mute. My apologies. But if you guys are looking for a how to make a cool backing track, I would definitely suggest Machine. You can also use things like FL Studio. I believe this is the editor edition, which is good. So I did bring that session into Pro Tools, and I edited it a little more. I basically just stemmed out the two main tracks. There was one bass track as a stem, and the rest was the entire MIDI session of the whole Machine session that I exported. Then I recorded my acoustic guitar through this blue microphone, and I had a couple guitar leads. I also recorded electric guitar for the outro when David Gilmour has his massive solo build-up. So I did some layering on electric guitar, just one layer of guitar. So yeah, if you guys have any other questions as to how about going to mix something really well or reduplicating a song, just comment me below or email me at theastronautmusician@gmail.com, and I'm more than happy to help you guys out with some sessions or some ideas. The key to mixing nice acoustic guitars, I feel, the mistake I made in the past was not cutting my lows, especially in this song. When the acoustic guitar comes in, all you hear are the highs at around 1000K, and they duck or they cut a lot of the lows. It's a really nice sound that you can get for folk music or just a layering of acoustic guitar throughout an entire track. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial video. I might make this song downloadable. And please subscribe if you guys are looking for more engineering stuff, more musician tips. I'll be making a lot more of these videos. I have a new album dropping hopefully by spring called Stars Are Souls, and I'll be playing live as a two-piece with just a drummer and myself. I have electronic gear and I play through backing tracks, and there's a lot of electronica and real instruments, guitar, drums, live singing all in one. So I think you guys will enjoy that if you like Pink Floyd and newer type of artist. So if you guys have any questions, let me know. I'm here, and this is the Astronaut, and thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye.